Omni is home to a variety of locally produced current affairs programs and daily national newscasts, broadcast in 6 languages. To learn more about Omni scholarships, visit omnitv.ca/scholarships.
Welcome to Grey County Life on Rogers TV at home right now. And boy, I'm glad for that, Miss Mary Jane, because it is a rainy, drizzly, gray day. Nothing better than to be able to stay home and keep this guy dry.
Well, good morning, Rhonda. And yes, I am grateful to be all snug and warm in my own home today. And as Mark was mentioning off air here, that we're in for a winter storm tomorrow. So we've had a very unpredictable weather, but we chose to make sure that for the safety of our guests, we were doing Zoom through the winter. And it's a good job we are.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. And it just changes things up a little bit. And, learning to pivot on a dime seems to be the legacy of the pandemic, which is the one plus, I guess we'd have to say.
Well, for sure. And talk about your T-shirt. You have something to celebrate here.
Well, you know what? I have some family members who, and people, a lot of people who choose not to shop at the local Walmart. And that's to each their own, I know. And downtown shopping, I am 100% on board. But the one good thing that I have seen at Walmart is the local swag, and I was at a baby shower and somebody had a sweatshirt on with the Owen sound. And I did buy this for when I'm out and about and off on my travels, because it's a fantastic way to say, hey, this is where we're from. So just wanted to do a shout out for that. If that's the only thing you go into Walmart for, that's awesome.
There was something about an attack game.
Yes, we had a fantastic time actually this year. The Rogers night at the attack game. We had Krista McKee, Sharon Skelly. I don't remember everybody else's names, but I think a lot of them were the fellows from behind the scenes too. Steve and Ken stopped by to do our gift giving and draws for Rogers. It was the Rogers night, and it was a lot of fun. Actually, it's been a few years since we've done that, or at least for me personally, and it was with Darlene, our producer, a few years ago. So it was heartwarming to see everybody and to spend a little bit of time with everyone, and it was a good night. And I got to go behind the scenes. A guy named Steve took me to where Daryl and Mark, our big producer, were doing the filming and the technical stuff behind the scenes. And wow, what a crazy amount of work, concentration. The screens are all across there. They're taking, what is it? I don't even know, playback of slow-mo and all that stuff. It was very, very impressive. So, and you know what? We're always looking for volunteers at Rogers. And boy, what a fantastic learning experience for people. And just a great bunch of people to connect with, as we know, Mary Jane.
Well, absolutely. And, actually following on Owen Sound Proud, we're still talking about Black history as Canadian history. And I have a local story to talk about today. And it's really important that our schools are becoming engaged in the Black History Month and learning about the past and the contributions of our Black Canadians in all facets of society, but also acknowledging the struggles, the challenges, the racism, and the discrimination, because we can't really understand how to move forward if we don't understand our past. And that's really important. And so over the weekend, I was watching a documentary, BLK, an origin story, and they were featuring John Daddy Hall. And it was really interesting to watch this documentary. And Daddy Hall is a familiar historical character in our community. And a lot of people know the history where he, was born free in Amherstburg, fought in the War of 1812, was captured by the Americans, and he and 11 of his family members were taken back to the United States and sold into slavery. He was in slavery for 13 years before he escaped back to Amherstburg, and then made his way up to Owen Sound, along with Jim Henson and Billy Bush. But what was really interesting about this documentary was 3 of his direct descendants were reading passages from his biography. And of course, these are modern day descendants. He lived to somewhere between 112 and 117. We're not really sure. Had multiple wives and many, many children. But the other thing, too, is they were showing pictures of lino cut along with the history, the narrative. And I was looking at these lino cuts and thought, I've seen those somewhere before. And they were using the lino cuts from Tony Miller's book, John Daddy Hall, 80 lino cuts. And so it was really interesting that we had the connection not only with John Daddy Hall, but also with Tony Miller. And towards the end of the documentary, there was a scene of a garage door slowly lifting up, and there was Tony Miller in his studio. So it was really heartwarming to have all that connection with Owen Sound in our Black history. And of course, Tony Miller has been a guest on Great County Life a few times, and it's always been a delight to talk to him.
Yeah, has it ever. Very, very interesting fellow and very talented. I really like how you're highlighting Black history every week during the month of February, and the stories in our collective history. It's interesting in keeping things at top of mind, and that's why we do these things and have things like Black History Month, is to keep it at the forefront, which is awesome. And I think Rogers is a great place to do that. So, well, we have a fabulous show for you today. So don't go anywhere, because we'll be back after these messages with Charlie, me, Rhonda, and Mary Jane.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too.
Al-Anon and
Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Calling all journalism students. Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
Having this opportunity to envision what life as a foreign language journalist could look like is crucial to determining where I make my next career move. I can't wait to start putting this funding to use.
Omni is home to a variety of locally produced current affairs programs and daily national newscasts, broadcast in 6 languages. To learn more about Omni scholarships, visit omnitv.ca/scholarships.
Hi, I'm David Shearman, host of Politically Speaking. Join me for my next show, where my guest will be Andrea Mastrosas, who is the mayor of the town of Blue Mountains. Politically Speaking on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Grey County Life on Rogers TV at home this week. Thanks very much to the Family Y for coming in and giving us the heads up, and I'm looking forward to tonight for sure. I'll give a heads up, a report next week, Mary Jane, on my big trip into the pool. Yeah, but who have we got with us today?
Well, it is my pleasure to introduce Karen Beretinsky, because Karen and I worked together 20 years ago, and she does not look a day older. And she is the She is the manager for the Ontario Federation Snowmobile Club District 9. And it's wonderful to reconnect with you, Karen. And I'm not, I used to own a snowmobile many, many years ago. It was called a Ski-Doo, and it was that bright yellow, orange color. But now we're into a higher grade of snowmobiles and snowmobile clubs. So tell us what your role is.
Well, my role is really to provide managerial support services, operational and managerial support services to the 26 volunteer-driven, not-for-profit member snowmobile clubs in OFSC District 9. So that encompasses all of the clubs in the counties of Grey and Bruce, as well as the parts of northern parts of Perth, Huron, and Wellington counties. 2,800 kilometers of trail. And those volunteers build and maintain trail from Tobermory down the Lake Huron shoreline, down to Godridge Bayfield, across through Milverton, Listowel, Lake Conestoga, up north to Thornbury, and everything in between. So they have a phenomenal role. It is all built and maintained by volunteers. So my role is to make sure that they have the managerial and operational tools necessary to do their great stuff.
That's a lot of kilometers.
It is. It's more kilometers than we have in provincial highways. It's a fantastic interconnected network that brings economic benefit to our small communities and tremendous recreational opportunities.
Well, this has been an interesting wet winter. What kind of challenges have you encountered?
It's been interesting is a good word, Mary Jane. I was really hoping when we booked this interview that I was going to have some great news to say. All of our trails are available and people are out riding, and it's been a fantastic year. Unfortunately, Mother Nature has not been kind to us this year, like all other outdoor winter recreation. I know everybody is really, really struggling. The challenges that we face particularly is that we did not get a really good ground freeze. That is absolutely necessary to build a good trail base, because if we get a good ground frost, it's cold underneath, the swamps freeze, everything freezes solid, and our volunteers and groomer operators can build a really solid trail base. So, you know, in the February timeframe or the early March timeframe, when we get a few days of rain or a couple days of plus degree temperatures, we can maintain it, we can ride it out, and we can continue to go. But without that frost in the ground, you know, unfortunately, all of the effort that we put into it, there's nothing we can do to salvage it.
Does that mean that none of the trails have been open, or they've only been open for brief periods of time?
They were open for a brief period of time in our district, which is geographically what I described to you, as well as south of us. So down into that KW area, London, all the way down to Lake Erie, and then over Barrie Way up to Parry Sound. We had about 6 to 10 days of riding opportunities available to us. And now all of that is closed down. So unfortunately, for people that purchased an OFSC trail permit, if they want to ride, and they still can, but they do need to travel further north this year.
Oh, I see. Well, I didn't know very much about the Federation and the snowmobile clubs, but I understand that there's 3,500 landowners who agree to land use. So you manage all those landowners to get the approval and the whatever other procedures or routines or documents that you need?
That is really the role of the clubs. I deal with some of the larger landowners. So if we are building trail on county property, on conservation property, or some of the larger businesses, I deal with those landowners. But the small individual private landowners, the farmers, the people that maybe own second properties, or even just larger properties that there's the ability to put trail on, the clubs deal with those individual people. And they are really the backbone of our sport, because without their involvement, we would not have anywhere to put trail. So again, whether it be the counties, the conservation authorities, or the small private landowners, we rely on them very, very heavily. And the smaller private ones, those relationships are maintained by the local club volunteers.
Now, if you're a small landowner, do you get some kind of financial compensation, or is this all volunteer?
It's all volunteer. It is absolutely all volunteer. And that's why we really rely on these community-minded people. They do it for the recreation, sometimes their own recreation, because oftentimes our landowners are often snowmobilers, and, we like to think that they are. But they do it for the recreation benefit of others. And in a lot of cases, they do it for the economic benefit of their small communities. We know our area is a fantastic place to visit in the summer. Great things to see, great things to do. It is equally as fantastic in the winter, and there are some things in the winter that you can only see by snowmobile. So we attract those touring riders to our area. We bring them to our small towns, so that in what we may consider a shoulder season in this area for tourism, we are bringing riders to use the gas stations, to support the accommodators, to visit the restaurants and some of the other amenities in the small towns. And again, that is all thanks to our volunteers that build and maintain, as well as our landowners for allowing us the access.
During COVID, I'm thinking you guys couldn't participate, you couldn't use the trails, or could you, because you're outside? But I'm just thinking, were you allowed to do it during COVID?
We could, and it was actually very interesting. We didn't know, like another because the are built in and maintained far before the flakes start to fly. So we had to plan, we had to build trail. And it was, I think it was late December, early January, we got the go-ahead that our recreational sport could continue. And it was actually fantastic. We had a lot of people return to the sport, because there was not a lot of other things they could do. They couldn't go to hockey arenas. They couldn't travel out of province. And so we had a lot of people that had been snowmobilers in the past return to the sport and realize what a great opportunity it was. A lot of people that had never tried it before decided they wanted to give it a go. So we actually did see a really huge surge in our trail permit sales in our sport. And what is really nice is a lot of people, even though they can do other things this year, have continued to buy trail permits. So clearly they liked what they got involved in.
Nice.
Well, that was the upswing, I think, of the pandemic, was people being able to get out. And I didn't realize that sport was one of the ones that were allowed to continue. So that was really great. So this year we have a bit of a blooper winter, which doesn't allow people to get out as much. But you were saying you had to purchase a trail permit. So what does that permit? So you can't just buy a skidoo and go anywhere. You have to have a permit. What happens if you don't have a permit? And are you ticketed? Are you fined in some way?
Yes, it is a requirement to ride on OFSC prescribed trail under the Motorized Snow Vehicle Act that you do have to purchase a snowmobile trail permit and affix it to your snowmobile. If you do not purchase a snowmobile trail permit and you're on OFSC prescribed trail, you are considered trespassing and you can be ticketed. That's correct.
Because I know many years ago, it just seemed to be free range.
Yeah.
And so now we've got some rules and regulations around this.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And like many years ago, the cost of building and maintaining trail was not near what it is today, right? So you could have somebody with some snowmobiles and maybe run a small homemade drag behind their snowmobile and put in a bit of a trail. Insurance was not as costly. All of those types of things weren't in place. As we've grown throughout the years, we have a significant annual investment in an insurance policy. We have large industrial grade grooming equipment that costs roughly between $250,000 and $300,000 a piece just to purchase. We have 23 of those pieces of grooming equipment in District 9 alone. And they break and they have to be maintained properly. They have to be repaired. We have to purchase things like stakes and signs, club volunteers, although it is all volunteer labor. They do have to go out if they need to put a bridge in or a culvert in. There's expenses there. So we refer to it as a user pay system, and that the cost of the trail permit or what you pay for your trail permit goes back into the trail to continue to build and maintain both in the current season and in future seasons moving forward.
And so the permits help to finance the organization, but is there any other way it's being financed?
Absolutely. Most of the clubs do fundraising as well. They may do poker runs, they may do wing nights, various items. Sometimes they sell hats and t-shirts and sweatshirts because of that funding from the sale of snowmobile trail permit. Like any other not-for-profit organization, it's not quite as much as we need to operate. So the majority of our clubs do fundraising initiatives as well to keep their trails going.
So how many clubs are there in District 9?
In District 9, there's 26 clubs.
Wow. And I'm wondering, is it like a motorcycle sort of thing? Do you have to have a license to drive them? How old do you need to be? Are there courses available? Because it seems like we do hear on occasion of the tragic accidents that happen. I think there was one fairly recently, actually. What kind of licensing and training is there?
So if you have a valid driver's license, you can also operate a snowmobile. If you are below the age of 16 and want to operate a snowmobile, you can take a special course. So many of our youth between the ages of 12 and 16, before they actually have a valid driver's license, they take the motorized snow vehicle course. You can now do that online, which is fantastic. So very much like your boating license, they will, log in, here's some course material, participate in some exercises, and then write a test. They are then issued through the Ministry of Transportation a motorized snow vehicle license. And so they can ride on OFSC prescribed trails until which point that they're 16 or obtain a valid driver's license. and then that takes over. What we did find, although originally that snowmobile course was primarily for youth, what we did find specifically in the last couple of years with so many people returning to the sport, or adults that had never done it before, they also did the course. There's a lot of good information in the course if you're returning to the sport or have never participated. So although, like I said, originally it's designed for youth to obtain a motorized snow vehicle license, there is also a facet of it now that adults can use, and we encourage everybody to do that if they haven't been involved in the sport.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And what's the tolerance? What is the, I'm thinking it's going to be zero tolerance for alcohol or cannabis.
Absolutely. Zero tolerance on an OFSC prescribed trail.
Are the trails monitored by the OPP?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all enforcement. Our volunteers, again, they build and maintain the trail, and they can act as ambassadors on the trail. So oftentimes you may see them out. We refer to them as trail patrol or trail ambassadors. You'll sometimes see them with an orange vest on, just waiting at a corner or an intersection in case people need information, and they're there to help. But any enforcement of legislation is done by OPP. And we do have some fantastic OPP detachments in District 9 that show a really good presence on the trails.
Well, I'm sure that they really enjoy the snowmobile activity as well while they're out there.
I think so. I think it's a great shift.
Well, we've certainly learned a lot about this, Karen, and I'm really blown away by all the information. When I had my snowmobile many years ago, none of this was in place. And we just, because I was out in the country in a small community, we just rode wherever we wanted to. But I'm glad to see that because we're now in larger centers, that all those safety factors are in place.
Absolutely. And, Mary Jane, you're going to have to come out and go for a ride someday. The trails are smoother. The snowmobiles themselves are fantastic to drive. The gear is warmer, it's lighter. It's a really great experience. So next winter, when we have amazing trails in District 9, I'm going to get you out on a snowmobile again.
Well, it would be lovely to see you again, Karen. And you have always been able to talk me into anything.
Well, Karen, listen, we will have you back next year because we want to see those pictures guaranteed on Rogers Grey County Life. That would be fabulous. But thank you so much, Karen, today for coming and sharing with us all things snowmobile in Ontario. Have a great week.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Long way from Nashville, and mama, I tell you that. Performed from Montreal to Boston to Los Angeles. But Toronto, that's my chosen home. Sure, when I'm walking down Yonge Street, I see some funny people who have the nerve to point the finger at me. And grin and smile and whisper. My song was #2 on local radio. Sold 10,000 in Toronto alone. Turned down Ed Sullivan because they asked me to remove my makeup. Wouldn't do American Bandstand because of their segregation policies. I was just being me. Never tried to explain myself to anyone. And besides, none of that to worry, Jackie, because I know I look good. Got a new way of loving, baby. Thought I want to teach it to you.
Jackie Shane was a pioneer transgender soul singer, a central figure in the Toronto R&B scene. She helped shape what we know as the Toronto sound.
Lovely viewers, it's your host of On the Couch, Antoine El Hashim, reminding you to tune in for every episode of Season 9 of the longest running and most loved local queer talk show on Rogers TV. Check it out.
Welcome back to Great County Life on Rogers TV at home this week. Well, our next guests are, I think it's actually divine intervention because I'm going there tonight for a water class. So this is perfect timing because I am very motivated. I know I go, and if I put it out there, I gotta go.
We'll look forward to seeing you in the pool.
Well, welcome to Brandon Downing, who is the supervisor of fitness and wellness, and take that to heart, Rhonda, and Marilyn Jones, who is a supervisor of aquatics, and she'll be making sure you're in the pool. And the Family YMCA is such an anchor in our community, and we love promoting all the things that are happening at the Y. And so, well, shall we start with you, Brandon? And you want to talk about what the services are and what's coming up?
Sure, yeah. So my position is supervising the fitness department at the Y. So that takes into account our group fitness classes, which are very popular, and we're starting to bring more of them back as more and more restrictions have eased and as our membership numbers grow. We also look after personal training and our orientations, which members have complimentary orientations with our fitness staff to get put on a program or to switch up their program or just to learn machines that they've never used before. They've maybe saw someone using it and thought it looked really cool and they thought maybe they'd like to give it a try. So that's all included in a membership at the Y.
Well, that's great. And Marilyn, tell us about your job and what's up.
We are a happening department right now. We have been working on recruiting more lifeguards and instructors. As you know, there's a national shortage. So we are starting to get more staff. And as a result, we are starting to be able to increase our offering of hours and programs like the evening aquafits are back. We have opened up. Last Sunday was our first Sunday that we opened since before COVID, and it was exciting to see so many people here and eager to get back in the pool. So we are doing Swim to Survive program. We're doing school lessons during the day, and we are increasing our offerings for lane swims, family swims, and all of those things. So we are busy department, and our staff are taking care of everyone on deck, making sure that they have a good, fun time and are safe in our pool area.
Well, that's great to know that everything is starting to come back and open up. And tell us a little bit about your memberships.
Yeah, so we have assisted memberships available as well as our regular memberships. At the Y, we try not to turn anyone down for financial reasons, just because we are a charity. Our mission in the community is to give back to the community, to provide equal opportunities for everyone, no matter what their status is. So we do have those assisted memberships available. Kids under 2 are free with an adult membership, which is a really great feature as well, because I know my kids, when they're little, like to go splash around in the pool, in the warm leisure pool. So we have lots of different membership options available, either bi-weekly or you can pay annually as well.
We also, you have not only that, but you have some special days coming up for families.
Yeah, so on Family Day, which falls on February 20th this year, it's our first time being able to offer Family Day activities since 2020, since pre-COVID. So we're super excited to be able to bring it back. In fitness, in my department in particular, we have Trevor Clerks, who is just an Owen Sound legend when it comes to fitness instructing. Rhonda, you've been to a Trevor class, I'm guessing.
I have seen him in action. He's amazing.
Yeah. So Trevor was the Platinum Award winner this year for the best of the best in the fitness instructor category. And we are just so lucky to have him. He's an incredible guy to work with, super high energy. So he'll be running the classes for us that day. We've got a ride and glide class, which features a cycle and uses our gravity machines. We have a gravity boot camp as well, a workout of the week that he's putting together, especially for Family Day, and a nice stretch class from 12:15 to 1 to ease out the rest of the day. So the facility is open from 7 to 2. And we're having a family day pass sale as well, where you can bring your whole family for $15. And members, of course, are free as well. And Marilyn's got a whole bunch of fun stuff going on in the pool, too.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Marilyn, what's going on?
So we are offering for those adults that need to get up early and get in their workout. We have lane swims 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. or sorry, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And we also have family swim that is every hour from 10 to 10:45, 11 to 11:45, and 12 to 12:45. We've offered 3 separate times because we do have a maximum that we're allowed in the leisure pool. So this gives 3 separate times to allow all families a chance to come in and enjoy the fun of playing in the water. And yeah, so we have 3 separate times for the family fun for 45 minutes each. So make sure that you take advantage of one of those times that works for your family.
Now, is this is Family Day that you're talking about in some of the programs, but what's coming up for March break?
So in March break, we have our annual March break camp. That's running out of the Health, Fitness, and Aquatics facility. So things will look a little bit different if you're in for a workout. There's going to be lots of yelling, excited kids, but it's great. It always brings so much energy to the Y whenever the kids are there. And we will be having, I believe, extra swim times, Marilyn, as well during March break.
Yeah, we have extra swim times. We are also offering, in order to help us keep getting more lifeguards coming up, we have bronze medallion the beginning of the week, and we have bronze cross for those that have completed bronze medallion as well. We will be offering that during the day on March break, as well as a lot of family fun times, rec swim in both pools, and a lot of open times. Just a reminder that anyone can come during an open time. Families, adults, anyone is welcome during an open swim. So if family fun times don't work, then you're welcome to bring your family during an open or a rec as well.
Now, there's different levels of fees for, you have your membership, but do you also still have your day passes?
Yes, yeah, we do have day pass rates as well. I don't have them in front of me, but you can pay just to come enjoy the day. There's separate rates for kids and then for adults. There's also the regular family day pass rate is $25, which is good for the whole day. So you get to go swimming. You can play in the gym during our family fun time, where we get out all the tricycles and slides and lots of fun for the kids to roll around and have lots of fun in there.
Well, I think that would come in handy. Oh, I'm sorry, Rhonda, go ahead.
Well, that's okay. I was just wondering, when you get a day pass, can you come in during the day and maybe try a class or do something or walk the track or work out with the weight system, and then maybe come back that evening, like go home, come back later that day for maybe an aquafit class that's in the evening or stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, Rhonda. The day pass is good for the whole day. You could buy it at 5:45 a.m., come right into an early boot camp class at 6:15, spend the morning, and then come back in the evening for a yoga class to finish your day with a few swims in between.
Yeah, that is amazing. And the other thing I wanted to say, I think right now, from what I've seen on Facebook, there's a special that if you get a membership right now, are you guys kind of footing that first bill to let people get in and check it out and get a feel for your opportunities there for fitness?
Yeah, that's right. The first payment is free is the current promotion. So it's a pretty good opportunity to come in and try out a membership.
It really is, yeah.
I like the opportunity of the day pass simply because sometimes people are just coming in to visit Owen Sound and area and are looking for something to do. They're not here for a long time, but taking out a day pass at the family Y is one of the ways that they get a really good, warm, welcoming feel to our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know that my family, my grandchildren live in different communities, and in the past we've gotten a day pass, and they've enjoyed particularly the water and the swimming activities.
Oh yeah. Now, and with the family-wide membership, I believe you're able to go to other family Ys, say you were gone off for a vacation or something in another community?
Yeah, for the most part, that's true. During COVID, some of the Ys, including us, paused that. Our Y personally, we have brought it back in where if you have a current membership at another Y in Canada, we'll honor that. So yeah, if you are going to another town, another city, just give them a call to make sure that that's the case at that particular Y, and they should let you
in. Well, even though we're in a drizzly midwinter day, we all have thoughts of summer coming up. And I understand you have some summer employment opportunities.
Yes, for sure. Do you want to go ahead, Marilyn, with aquatic staff?
So yes, we usually are hiring on more aquatic staff, although we're hiring constantly now. So if anyone has their certifications or is interested in getting their certifications, then contact myself and I can help you through that as well. We will have our camp that the Rotary Camp, Presqu'île, and they'll be looking for aquatic staff as well as all positions. So I know that if you're looking to work in the camp industry, that there will be lots of opportunities for staff there. But I think if you look at our job board in the facility here, there are numerous positions in various areas that we are looking to hire people right now.
I've seen
like Marilyn said.
Sorry, guys. I age-wise, I know that there's a customer service position that you have listed on your job board, and I know lifeguards can be younger people as long as they've got their certifications. With the customer service role, do you have age requirements as well?
18 for the customer service representative.
Good to know.
Yeah, and like Marilyn said, all positions are being hired for summer camp, both at Presqu'île and as well at the Health, Fitness, and Aquatics Day Camp that Patty Pawlowski runs for us. It's a great resume booster for kids that are maybe hoping to get into teachers college or have a career working with kids. It's super fun. It's just all day. It's all summer. You don't have to work any nights. You get your evenings off in the summer. So it's a really great opportunity for high school students and kids who are coming back from university to work for the summer.
It's Monday to Friday, Brandon?
That's right. Yeah. For the day camp. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great opportunity for kids. And you're outside and playing games. And yeah, what a great way to spend the summer.
Absolutely.
So are there any other updates that you would like to tell us about?
And we have a new schedule. We're just working on, like I said, ramping up, offering more programs. So I know we have had a lot of people asking us. So there will be a new schedule coming out with our session D with more swim lessons, more swim times, and that starts the end of March. So the week after March break. So March break is its own schedule. So just be checking for that because a lot of regular programming kind of shifts and changes. And then the next week we start up our session D for swim lessons and programming. And I know that all departments have been trying to add in extra programming. So there will be a new schedule starting the end of March that we're excited about to be able to start expanding and offering more hours, that the pool is open and I know more programming in all departments.
Well, we don't think about that. The fact that if you don't have people coming in, the need for it, that's why the schedule will be scaled back. So it's been a slow return for people, I think. But are you finding your numbers are climbing?
Yeah, we've seen really good recovery, especially since January. A lot of New Year's resolutions folks coming in. And we've been able to see those numbers recover. And now it's just a matter of working on getting our staffing up to be able to support those levels and to be able to continue to ramp up those programs.
I know that you had exercise classes online for a while that as a member you could tap into these things, so that if you weren't comfortable or if you were under the weather and you didn't want to go in, you could do things at home. Is that something that's going to stay going forward?
Yeah, so it's a really cool program that YMCA of GTA started. It's called Y at Home Plus. And you have basically a selection of live stream classes as well as just classes that you can stream anytime that are online. So that's included with your membership as well. And you get a promo code and then go to the website for Y at Home Plus, and you have all those different options. There's also nutrition advice there. There's different family activities you can try. So it's one of those things that became a necessity during the pandemic and then has just kind of blossomed as we kind of get back to normal. Yeah. No swim lessons online though.
We tried.
I do have a big tub, but I don't know how good it would suit the purpose.
No, well, in the past, and I'm not sure whether this will continue in the future, but every once in a while, you had a free day for families, adults and children just to come in to experience the Y. Are you planning on any free days for community members who haven't experienced the Y before, just to come in?
Yeah, so those were our partner days that we do in conjunction with the City of Owen Sound and Georgian Bluffs as well, where residents of those municipalities can come in and try out the Y. And yeah, that's something we're hoping to be able to add back in soon.
Well, I know that there are some families who take advantage of that simply because of their economic situation. That is also an opportunity for you to help those families if they chose to get a membership through your financial assistance program.
That's exactly right.
We're also right now, the children from Alexander School have been able to come in and have swim lessons as well as Swim to Survive. And their last week is coming up next week. And so we're working on trying to give a day pass so that they can come back, and just really want to emphasize that families in the area that want to get their children into swim lessons, please take advantage of our subsidized membership program for them so that we can get them into swim lessons and just help prevent there being any tragedies in our area with water all around us.
Well, that is essential. Yeah.
Well, Brandon and Marilyn, thank you so much for coming in today and reminding us of our fabulous facility at the Family Y, and the fact that we've got that great promotion right now and opportunities to get our families out there and back active. And boy, being physically active and feeling good about your body it goes hand in hand with our mental health and our feeling good. So, definitely, I think everybody should try it. Take advantage of it or get out and about. So thanks a lot for coming.
Piper Post here with me for Knights. Tune in on Fridays at 5 to watch Knights hockey. Alessandro Supino here with Knights hockey. Tune in to Rogers TV 5 o'clock on Friday for the game.
At St. John Ambulance, we're all about community. We teach life-saving skills and provide community support through our volunteer services. All St. John Ambulance product sales and training registrations support these important services. Volunteer, donate, or enroll in a program today so we can continue to have an impact on our community. Visit sja.ca to learn more. At St. John Ambulance, we do more than save lives, we change lives.
Hi, I'm Sharon Skelly, host and community producer of Community Close-Up on Rogers TV. We're back in studio after about 2 years with some great programming. Join me on Community Close-Up, where we meet great people from groups and organizations around Owen Sound and Grey County. And remember, it's your community, so take part. Join us again on Rogers TV or online.
What kind of show do you want to see on Rogers TV? What interests you? Log on to rogerstv.com, fill out a show proposal, and tell us about your segment idea. We want to know what you want to see. Rogers TV, only on Rogers.
Welcome back to Grey County Life on Rogers, and it's our favorite segment, Adorable Adoptables with Miss Renee. And my word, I think we're on sweetness overload today, Miss Renee. Who are these precious little things?
Oh my gosh, spring is springing here at the animal shelter. We are certainly seeing an increase in animals here. In saying that, these are 2 of 13 Baker's dozen puppies. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh, but they're so darn cute.
These guys. What breed are they? They're so cute.
Oh my gosh. Mom was is a lab boxer. Dad is a mystery. We're going to call them lab mixes for the sake of calling them something. They're going to be mid-size to large-size dogs. That is what I can tell you. They are a combination of things. Majority of these puppies are male, but there are females available. So basically, if you're somebody who has been considering a puppy, don't really care what it is, and just want something cute and young and well socialized, call me, because we're kind of seeing an overload. It's a lot of puppy poo. Let me tell you, 13 puppies. Yeah, you are little poopers. Now these pups are only 7 weeks of age. Hello again. They have been in a home. So they have been around dogs and cats and children. They've been, as you can see, super well socialized. They love people and they love cuddles and they love to give kisses. Oh, thank you for your puppy breath. It's so good. I mean, they have absolutely no problem sitting and cuddling and being held and being out and about. They are already crate trained, which is a huge bonus, especially for us because we got a pile of them. But in saying that, it certainly makes the adjustment to having a puppy a whole lot easier. Hello again, and a whole lot better. God, I'm falling in love with this pup. I know, because you're so lovely. Oh my goodness, you're making my heart melt. They've had their vaccines, they've been dewormed and defleed, and they are eating dry food. Thank goodness for that. So all good things, and certainly available to go and hoping to go soon, because we really hate to see the most important times of their life being spent here. It's so important for socialization. It's so important to learn house things, to learn their family. They do that at the best at the youngest of ages. I mean, in saying that, I mean, under 6 months sometimes makes the adjustment a little easier. So we want to get them the heck out of here before they grow up in a cage, right? Oh my gosh, you're so darn cute. Hello. Hello.
And even his little partner is just so laid back and relaxed.
Yeah, they are
that
easy puppies. I mean, you've seen me quite recently with some crazy older animals in here. I don't mean crazy, but I mean, you know, they don't sit so well. They're kind of crazy. But in saying that, these two are totally different personality. They're not going to be a very energetic dog. Certainly, they're going to have moments of fun, but definitely on the easier end of things, which is kind of nice, right? No promises, though. You
turned my head, Renee, of the sweet kitty cat that we had last week, giving you a swipe.
Oh my goodness, that little monster has gone home. Thank goodness. He has gone home with a cat who also was kind of a monster, who needed a buddy to amuse him, and the two of them apparently have been ripping around. Loving life, and it's exactly what he needed, because let me tell you, he had some inappropriate cat behaviors that he needed to redirect with another cat, and that's all fine. Everybody's fine. I've healed. It's good. It's all fine. Hi. You are so kissy.
Their paws are huge. So
yeah,
they're going to be of the size that they will be.
I'm going to estimate them to be about 70 pounds, like your heavy lab. Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I stopping? Okay, keep kissing me. Oh my God, I'm falling in love. You're not.
I do need to check in.
Yes.
And so, how is Tag doing?
Tag is still here. Unfortunately, the puppies might delay that a little bit because people will take a puppy over an older dog. I don't know why, because I mean, you're awfully darn cute, but you're a whole lot of work. But he's still here and he's got people looking, and he's still being showcased, and we're just waiting it out. He's doing just fine. He's gaining a little bit of weight, which is okay because he was a little on the thin side, but We have to kind of keep an eye on that because he's starting to get a little beefy, but that's okay. I mean, it happens. it's good.
Hey,
Nothing wrong
we're
with
all
that.
in that predicament around this time of the year, so we'll cut Ted some
right.
slack here.
That's right. We're not getting out as much as we should. It happens.
Oh
Right?
my goodness.
Yeah, so
13.
tell all your friends because 13 is a lot of puppies to move the heck out of here. Tell everyone you know because it's a lot. And in saying that, we are still getting an increase in animals with the weather change running away, ended up in here. They think it's spring. The other part to that is we're still seeing an increase in surrenders because of the way the world is. So definitely keep the shelter in mind, even if you're not considering a puppy. Think about us because we got a full house and we need to see them go home. Right? Right.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we're
And I
not
would think any donations of food would be greatly accepted and appreciated.
Absolutely. We're going through a bag of puppy food every day. So it's definitely pricey, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, they are sweet.
When they're this age and they're puppies, they don't have names yet.
No,
so
goodness.
This is a good thing when you.
The only.
Say that again, Mary Jane.
So when you get a puppy, you get to name the puppy. They don't come with a name.
They do not. And I mean, I've got 13 names that I'd have to come up with if I was going to name them, and I don't want to. I mean, the last one should be Baker, but beyond that, I got nothing.
That's a cute one.
Yeah, the last one. But we're
Are
not
they
sure
all
who
the
that's
same
going to be
color,
yet.
Renee? Are they all the same kind of? They look like kind of a little beige with some white.
Beige with white. Yeah, that's the primary colors. There is one solid black. And there is one black and white, but I think the rest, all for the most part, look like this, right? Little brown dogs. Super darn freaking cute. Yeah, you are. I like your wrinkles. Yeah. This one, oh my goodness. Stop looking at me.
He's working on you, Miss Renee.
Oh, it's trying, but no, thank you. I have lots of dogs, but man, I'm enjoying our cuddle. That is for sure.
Yeah, he is a sweetheart. Well, and I would think that I can't see these guys being there for very long. They're awfully adorable. And
I hope not.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Do you have any fundraisers coming up? Anything you want to feature?
Well, we're starting to talk about our next fundraiser, which will be the Easter egg hunt at the Heritage Place Mall that we participate in yearly. Awesome. In saying that, we'll be there, probably with some bunnies to visit, maybe not pass around, but to look at. On top of that, there will be a live Easter bunny, photos with the Easter bunny with proceeds to the shelter spay neuter. So very excited to be invited to be a part of that. That will be April 8th. It does seem like it's far away, but it'll be here in no time at all. That'll be our next one. That's the next big one. Right.
Awesome. Thanks, Renee. Thanks for bringing these adorable guys. And we will see everybody next week on Grey County Life on Rogers TV.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
Your mouth can do a lot of amazing things.